Ready for live.
But losing his welterweight title to a younger, tougher fighter raised serious. How will he handle being back on the big stage against the fearless Jesus Soto Karass? On Showtime. This fight order, the second set.
Real, our third man to the ring, our referee. Introducing you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, 48.
Back to your corners.
Weight 149 pounds. Alexander, the slick South.
One of the keys with Soto Karass is, will he fight balanced and stay back and use his height and reach back that?
Alexander, a native of St. Louis. Father's Day, happy to report that he do. You as well, Hall of Famer, Mr. Bernstein.
Thank you very much. The right hook of the right hook of Alexander is getting there early.
And Devon putting a lot of.
And that was Kevin Cunningham, who strength and conditioning.
As you can see, but he's not getting off anymore. He's kind of hesitant because he's leery of the power, of the speed, and the counterpunch ability of Alexander.
Alexander utilizing footwork, getting on the inside, working the body with the right hand. But there, gets tagged with a straight right from Soto Karass, one of his go-to punches. In
Be a very interesting match.
Beautiful overhand left by Alexander.
Down even Devon.
Well, Devon has been around. We'll see if that happens.
The top of the jab there.
Another straight left down the middle. Coming up on 30 seconds left in the first frame. Right hand by Soto Karass. There's that hand speed on display from Alexander. Final 10 seconds to get things underway.
Of Devon Alexander. Soto Karass can throw the right hand, and you see it come from us. And then Devon Alexander landing.
Expecting their fourth child in the...
Soto Karass has not faced 9 years. 20. This is different.
Fire off the pistol.
Price. He's paying a price every time he
utilizing his footwork, gets tagged with the jab, but comes back with it.
And again, there's another. That's almost getting caught at the half. Rare times he does close distance and gets smothered, like right there.
Able to close the distance there and land the left hook to the body before getting smothered, and then on the exit, Alexander.
Soto cut down to the body on a sword is the right
minute of the second round.
It's almost with the jab, and Devon's almost waiting for it at times and then countering it. Lead or throw ability of Alexander.
The only other fight that Alexander has stopping junior welterweight belt. Close the distance, throwing those punches from distance, landing to the body, but then Alexander going upstairs. Best amateur featherweight crown trials where he's using on a tiebreaker, and he told us he wanted to exploit successful in that regard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Soto Karass, a 32-year-old grizzled hand speed.
Left hook of Soto Karass sticks the left to the body and then goes upstairs with the jab.
He can't land consistent, slowing Devon down.
Or land one that'll really hurt him.
Yeah. What he's doing is paying that price. Turning southpaw now. A couple good body shots there.
There's a left hook to the body as we cross the midpoint. Our punches in a big edge for the former two-division champ.
And of course what that means is that's anything other than a jab to both the body and the head, and big edge for Alexander. But as a southpaw, Soto Karass doing pretty well here.
Yeah, he seems like he's able to find a bit more space for the body shots. And Devon obliging him by staying in the pocket a little longer.
On Soto. I know rapper Wiz Khalifa has to be enjoying this, Polly. A lot of black and yellow on display in the ring tonight, as beautiful 1-2 combination there by Alexander.
I like the way Devon makes himself a small target. When he does get trapped, he makes himself a small target, and it's hard to hit out quickly.
Left uppercut on the inside by Alexander, backing up. Soto Karass swinging but missing.
He did get a right hand in there, though, Soto Karass. That punch is still live for him.
Dance Soto Karass range.
Though early in his career, he was more of a power puncher. Not so much. He's boxing beautiful.
Oh, beautiful left hand. And of course, when we have the Orthodox danger of head clashes and cuts, and both of them have been prone to cuts.
Both guys landing some decent shots there.
Nice uppercut by Soto Karass. Alexander with a sweeping right hook. Fresher, a lot more like the vintage Alexander.
You know, even Alexander's probably winning these rounds, but it's a fun fight to watch. He hurt him.
Staggered Soto Karass with that right hook.
Landing very consistently now.
Straight left down the middle by Alexander, putting all kinds of pressure on Soto Karass, who now goes downstairs working the...
A lot more offensive mind, Devon Alexander, than we've seen recently, right, guys?
Yes, absolutely.
He said he wanted to make us
11 times at 149 or higher is kind of the...
Coming up on the final 60 seconds of the fourth round. So
again, trying the southpaw stance early on in the fight. Here, Devon has the advantage. Style.
Yes. Under 30 seconds left in the round. Soto Karass stalking Alexander. Alexander backing up and then launching. Get him up. The straight left.
It's like he's not thinking about it from that stance. It's like he's not used to fighting out of that stance, so he doesn't know what to do.
Together so well in this fight, and his hand speed has been the difference, but he's throwing with power as well. That right hook, he is a great puncher with the right hook, unlike some lefties. And there you see
yellow as these guys try to well, we are into round number 5 of a scheduled 10-round affair at a contract weight of 149 pounds, and Soto Karass. Alexander countering effectively.
Soto Karass often throws up to 100 punches in a round. He threw 93 in that last round, but only landed 20 according to show stats. Oh, nice hook by Soto Karass.
And Soto Karass.
Nice combinations, but he's forgetting where he always knows the escape is working, getting caught. I suppose it makes it more exciting playing you've had.
Inside by Soto Karass. By Alexander. Last one caught on the arm by Alexander. Here we look at the power punches landed round by round out.
And you can see that that body work, which count as power punches. Soto Karass making
left found its target upstairs for Alexander. Soto Karass wanting to close the distance. He is most effective on the inside, working the body, Paulie, but Alexander, for the most part, doing a good job of keeping him at bay.
Yeah, and then even at close range, he makes himself a small target, but at times he does, like I said earlier, not leave the premises when he should.
Final minute of the 5th round. A lot more infighting here in this round, which probably behooves Soto Karass.
Doing some catching and shooting as well.
With much more order, was better as an attacker in that fight than Soto Karass has been in this one.
He didn't escape the premises like shots because he stayed in the pocket with him. So he's got to be careful to stick to the game plan.
Broder, a former champ.
Last round, Soto Karass did a little better work, and here throwing it mark to do so. You know, punches than he's thrown in any other round and landed more at 26. So he did make progress.
And he bounced back from a disheartening 2-5 with one no contest stretch between November 2009 and September 2012 as he continues to put pressure on Alexander, bouncing back with impressive back-to-back wins over Selçuk Aydin and Andre Berto. And now we're getting an exchange here between Alexander and Soto Karass.
Soto Karass has found gold as a lefty in this round, although
body shots, while when he fights as a right-hander, Devon smothers him better.
Soto Karass, the first man to stop Andre Berto in what was one of the best fights of 2013 of the year that year. Coming off a loss to Keith Thurman, getting stopped later in the fight. So both guys coming off losses, both of them. As we reach the midway point, and Mr. Boxopedia, have you scored that?
Was the difference. But starting in the 5th round, maybe a little subtle shift. He's been more stationary. It's allowed Soto Karass to land some body shots, and the fight seems to be tightening up a little bit in terms of how it's being fought.
Devon doing a nice job of changing directions there. Went one way, then went the other way. You keep Soto Karass turning, that's how you got to fight him.
Straight left down the middle lands. And Soto Karass unable to. Effective left hands down the middle by the southpaw Alexander, putting together a quick combination. Right hand by Soto Karass, working the body with a combination, but gets tagged with that left. Final 10 seconds of another entertaining round in half of what is a scheduled 10-rounder. And look at that hand streak.
Really good job, West Coast. To fight a fight that at least Soto Karass can be competitive. I mean, at close range, Devon does do Soto Karass to have his moments of have good
Strategy.
At the end of the last round, Soto Karass, and you alluded to the fact that that's been a problem. 6 times slashes of heads.
Yeah, for both of them.
Kind of criticized Soto Karass for some questionable tactics.
I think the problem with Alexander throwing so for him, Karass, and he's burning energy trying to throw punches so hard.
Straight right down the middle.
You know, Alexander has faded in fights before, especially when he's down at 140. And Soto Karass making a difference in these last few rounds.
Yeah, and Alexander does have some pop in his punches. Aggressive stoppage of volley.
He probably isn't even earlier.
Final minute of the 7th. Right hand, the jab, or make that the straight left of Alexander.
He's slowing Devon down a little bit. And if you can keep slowing Devon down, you'll be able to hit him.
And you can make a case that Soto Karass may have won 2 out of the last 3 rounds, or maybe all 3 of them.
And again, they exchange in the center of the ring. The hand speed of Alexander, but Soto Karass managing to sneak a punch or 2 through the blur of activity from Alexander. And on the inside, they both tag each other. Final 10 seconds.
Committed to that body work.
And here's where we see the head bang together of these 2 men. It was right at the end of the round. And look,
The score with these dirty
rough. He was trying that.
Karass has gone 8 or more rounds. Soto Karass jabbing to the torso, then upstairs. There's a left hook to the body by Soto Alexander.
Now, key element is that this is a 10-rounder. You know, these men often have fought 12 lately, and Soto Karass probably right now wishes the second half of this fight.
Alexander rode the mark of the 8th round. Soto Karass.
I think Devon banked on all that offense early on, slowing down Soto Karass, but it's like 40 pounds, maybe even at 147, but Soto Karass is a guy, it'll be much tougher to make him.
At the halfway point of round 8, let's see how
Karass, a lot more body weight, dissipated a little bit. Well, the momentum right now, and
Alexander teeing off a final minute of action here in the 8th round.
Bunches from that Devon are fewer and more far between now.
Liver shot from Soto Karass. Alexander avoids a sweeping right hand.
In this round, you know, moving better, landing better, and kind of turning the tide a bit.
Tired, you saw 3 lives, man. You know, I'm not going to be able to do what
We can all agree, though, that through 7 rounds, entertaining performance from both guys.
Yeah, very much so.
Has not always been the case for Devon Alexander in a very hard-to-please boxing public.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's one of the monkeys on his back, and he's had some good fights, and this one's certainly getting it off him.
Both of them targeting the body, then going upstairs as we head.
Yeah, and you know, that last old Soto Karass.
The Canelo versus Lara undercard. Why not? He's a veteran.
well in time, but when we spoke to him yesterday, at the time, he wasn't sure.
1 minute gone in the
On Alexander as he's started getting into walking into too many punches.
looking at the body. Show stats, and not surprising.
No, to the body. It's not a monstrous edge, though. And there you see 2 more body shots by Soto Karass, but he's certainly done a good job down there.
Jab by Soto Karass. They engage in a jousting battle momentarily. There's a sweeping left hand, a couple of right hands to the body by Alexander.
Cut distance, and when Devon's moving this way, the body.
There's a right hand to the jaw by Soto Karass. 45 seconds left in the 9th. Here's how our Steve Farhood has it scored through 8 rounds.
Yeah, and that scorecard certainly looks more than feasible. In the last round, I agree with Steve. I thought Alexander came back to win that round.
30 seconds left in the 9th. And there, that left staggers Soto Karass is beginning to fade ever so slightly, leaning over and getting tagged.
They're starting to stay back in the pocket, maybe sensing that Soto Karass is tiring a little bit.
But still, Soto Karass landing the right hand upstairs. But the hand.
Devon Alexander throwing good combinations there. Soto Karass off balance, which we talked about in the last round, and Devon Alexander was able to jump it very effectively. And there you see how he leans in. That is not the posture you want when you're attacking. And That's the bad Soto Karass.
Immediately, Alexander nails Soto Karass with a jab.
If Soto Karass landed some nice overhand rights, would they hurt Alexander? They haven't so far, and he's landed some.
And now Soto Karass letting it all hang out here in round 10.
Oh, wow.
I think Devon trying to stay in the pocket and catch and shoot, but sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not, and it's making for some great action here.
And Alexander indeed engaging Soto Karass in this field respite.
If your offense short enough, you can shoot inside of Soto Karass' wide offense with the catch and shoot style.
And Alexander able to block a lot of those punches, but Soto Karass able to sneak a few through on the inside, misses with those sweeping shots. Soto Karass leaning in, leaving himself open to a left uppercut bone.
Yeah, gotta be
This round, did he throw too many punches and punch himself out here?
And Alexander now pinning Soto Karass along the ropes. Minute and a half left in the fight.
Devon could be on his back foot boxing, but he wants to engage as well.
Doing a good job of avoiding the majority of these shots from Soto Karass. Catching them on his arms, his shoulders. Left uppercut on the inside by Soto Karass.
Fun round of boxing.
It's been a fun fight. Missing with the sweeping right there, catching him with Soto Karass.
I tell you, for people that complain about how exciting Devon is, I mean, sometimes the fans want to see this kind of stuff, and he's giving it to them.
Final minute of what has been a fun fight to kick off our triple header here tonight on Showtime Championship Boxing, and they continue to stay at close quarters.
We've seen Devon Alexander in other fights like against Batista get hurt late in a fight, but this one he's hanging in there.
Final 20 seconds. Soto Karass missing with the right. Wow. And the left uppercut just grazes the chin. And they are throwing punches, exchanging right to the final bell here in Southern California.
That's when we saw the blazing start. He was ripping body shots and working on the inside, getting it with some counter punches, but doing some very effective work against Alexander for about the first minute and 40 seconds of the round. Then Alexander would have his good moments in the last part of the round. Part of the reason he ended up landing 39 punches in that round, according to show stats. Alexander was so busy and began pushing Soto Karass back, and the end of this fight was truly exciting.
For me, with Alexander winning,
Alexander the Great.
two picking rounds.